What's up, fellow travelers? My name is Brian and welcome to my channel where I present travel tips, tricks, and vlogs on a weekly basis. In the previous episode, I presented 6 tips on how to save big bucks when traveling to the expensive island destination of Maui, Hawaii. While some of those tips are applicable only to the island, most of them can be used around the world for different locations and allow you to save tons of money. In today's episode, I'm heading to my most favorite activity to do in the National Capital Region of Canada. That is, we're going canoeing in a 6.4 kilometer long water maze. That's right, a water maze. It's an original eco-touristic activity to do at about a 35 to 40 minute drive outside the downtown city of Ottawa and Gatineau, and it's perfect for people of all ages, from families to couples to friends on the weekend. And also, after that, we'll spend some time in the village of Wakefield where we'll visit a covered wooden bridge that's historical, over a century old, and spend some time in the village of Wakefield, situated on the shorelines of the Gatineau River. That being said, let's hit the road, guys. So after a really quick drive, we just arrived here at Éco-Odyssée in Wakefield, Quebec. And when you get here, you're gonna register. You register online. And then when you get here, they give you a map. There's different types of maps of locations to do. But the map we're doing today is called the Découverte. So essentially, it's up to us to go where we want and when we want. And allow us for about 2 hours to go canoeing in this amazing maze, which I'll have the chance to show you right now. So you're probably wondering, how do you find yourself in the maze? So there's different options when you get here of what type of map you're gonna get. You can get just a discovery map where essentially you just left to your own, you just find little animals and then you follow the numbers and essentially it brings you through the maze. You also have other options that are more educational, especially for kids, where essentially you have to find biodiversity, you have to find animals, you have to find insects, etc. And that gives you clues that will allow you to do the maze, and it's kind of like a treasure hunt type of activity. There's a bunch of other options when you get here, but all in all, there's tons of stuff for you to do in the maze. The maze itself was built by the owner, who has tons of experience with natural wildlife, biodiversity, and also beavers. He was actually inspired by the beavers to build this. So yes, the maze was man-made, but it uses the process with beavers to essentially bring the water in and create this maze. There's actually no insects within the maze, and that's the most interesting aspect of it. So when people come here, they're always like, oh, well, is there a lot of bugs? Do I have to put bugs repellent on or anything like that? And the reality is you don't, because there's tons of insects like dragonflies that actually eat the insects. Look, we've been here for about an hour and a half, and yet we both haven't been bitten yet by any malicious bugs. So it's really cool, really relaxing. There's no worries, especially when you come here on the weekend or during the week on a beautiful day like today. Yes, it is a bit hot, but it's a great activity for a family, for couples, for just friends, just to escape the urban jungle of Ottawa and Gatineau. Especially for tourists that want to venture out of the city and go a little bit further. Wakefield is a quick drive from the city, as we showed you earlier. So it's a great option, and it's not that expensive. So for us to rent the canoe It was $38 for both of us plus light jackets, and that includes taxes. And then for a paddle boat for 4 people with light jackets, you're looking at about $47 to $50 something. I'll put the exact price right here. And you can also rent a stand-up paddle board. I don't know how you do it. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had a paddle board, I would have fallen for sure. But for some of you, maybe that's an option. I don't have the price, but I'll have the exact price right here for the paddle board. The paddle board is new to 2020. So it's a new option for those that wanted to go a little bit more on the wild side here. But yeah, just an amazing activity in the region and highly recommend it. It's without doubt my favorite activity. It's an original and eco-touristic activity to do. After completing the maze, there's tons of things to do near Éco-Odyssée in Wakefield. First of all, I highly recommend you check out this amazing historical bridge. It was built in 1915 and it's one of the first wooden bridges to link up both shores of the Gatineau River. It's almost entirely made out of wood. Unfortunately, it was burnt in the 80s, but rebuilt in the 90s. After visiting the historical bridge and after traversing the 6.4 kilometer maze, you find yourself in the village of Wakefield in Quebec, Canada. This little town has lots to offer, notably the Gatineau River where you can do tons of water sports. And here you will find tons of restaurants, a local bakery, and tons of great food. It has good atmosphere on the weekend, especially not during the pandemic. In normal times you'll have bars and restaurants that have musical groups playing. So if ever you have a chance, come to Wakefield right after going to Éco-Odyssée. Well guys, just got back from an awesome day in Wakefield, Quebec, Canada. I mean, what a great day. We started off by doing a 6.4 kilometer water maze, visited that historical bridge, which is pretty cool, and also finished our day on the shorelines of the Gatineau River in the village of Wakefield, Quebec. Now that I'm back home in the air conditioning, it feels so good because it's 40 degrees today. My back's probably all sunburned. I'm now going to edit this video and prepare for the next one. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button down below to see more travel tips, tricks, or vlogs on a weekly basis. Next week I'll be heading to the region of Mont-Tremblant to do some amazing hikes, notably in the national park. So that being said guys, don't forget, safe travels.